Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today's tier list will be about the Dead by Daylight killers. Now, I saw the last video that I made. It got pretty much 300 views, and I just want to say like thank you. Like it put a real smile on my face. It's like dang. It's like I didn't expect out of all my videos a 3-minute video to do that good. Um, but thank you. So now I'm gonna do a Dead by Daylight tier list. I don't know if any of you actually play Dead by Daylight, but if you have played Dead by Daylight, you'd realize that it's not really about the killer. Dead by Daylight's a skill based game. You can play any killer you want. You can still win matches if you get the right perks, or yeah, if you use the right perks on the right killer, you'll get 4Ks every time. Right. So this tier list will be based off of, I guess, new people. Like how good can a new person use the killer and win matches? I'm not much of a Dead by Daylight expert myself. I'm not really competitive. I've gone iridescent like one a few times on killer. I play killer more than survivor because it's actually more fun. But yeah, let's get this started. The trapper is a very simple killer, right? It's in his name. All he does is place traps down. It can actually be real useful. You put the trap down in like a door or something, and survivors will walk into it, and they get stuck in there for like at least I'd say probably like 4 to 5 seconds before they free themselves. I'm not really too sure if it does damage. I'm not sure if it actually like does damage, but even if it doesn't, you can get a free hit, and then that will do damage. I'll put the Trapper C tier for now because there are other options, and these are all like playstyle. By the way, I forgot to mention that these are playstyle. Wraith is a killer that rings his bell, or I guess hits it, and turns invisible. Now it doesn't really show in the clips that I found, but it actually gives you a speed boost, and you can like strafe, I guess, around the pallets or whatever. You can strafe around the pallets and you can hit the survivors. You can use it as many times as you want. It's not really a cooldown. You just have to figure out like how to use it right. For new players, this is really good for just finding survivors in general. You're super fast, right? Not a lot of killers here are really like that fast. I think for a new person, I think Wraith might be S tier. I mean, not S tier, A tier. For a new person, you're trying to get used to the game. You want to find people as fast as you can. So you could use Wraith. The Hillbilly is next. Alright, this might be a little bit of a yap. Some of these killers might be a little bit of a yap session because most of the killers do more than one thing. So I'll try to explain it as best as I can. So the Hillbilly. So the Hillbilly has a chainsaw that you can go pretty far, but your turning isn't really all that great. So survivors can just walk forward and you'll probably miss. The chainsaw can break pallets, however, so it'll waste some time. Well, how do I explain it? You can break the pallet, but it's still the same time as like normally breaking the pallet, if not a little faster. And it has this mechanic which is like a overdrive kind of thing, where if you use the chainsaw a lot, it goes into like this overdrive mode, and it just makes the chainsaw like charge up faster. Um, for newer people, I say this isn't really. It'll take some getting used to, is what I'm trying to say, for sure. So with that, I'll put it B tier for now. These might be subject to change. I'm not too sure, but yeah. The nurse is a killer that can kind of like, it's not really teleporting. It's more like a dash. The nurse can dash 2 times before getting staggered. Is what the stun animation is. Um, you use it. If you use it once and then swing, you'll get staggered as well. You can use it twice and then swing, but then you'll still be staggered. It's real good for like. This is a very skillful killer. I'm not gonna lie. I think I might put this down for newer people. This is a real skillful killer. Nah, but have you seen people good at nurse? I think nurse is unbeatable if you're good at nurse. But this is a tier list for somewhat newer people, I guess. Obviously, I'm not on the expert side, So I kind of want to give the new people that are trying to get into Dead by Daylight a good idea. So I'd really put the D tier. This is a very hard killer to use. Michael Myers, or known as the Shape, is next. Now, this is very new player friendly. What his power is stalking, and once you're stalking, you to get to tier 3. Yes, there are different tiers, which I will explain in a bit. Tier 3, you go into like this mode. Your swings are very short, but you can one shot any survivor. It's stuck. Oh. It'll take some time getting into the tier 3. Tier 1, your swings are short. Tier 2, I think, is just normal. Like, you're just a normal killer. You have longer swings. And in tier 3 is just you one shot any survivor. Getting tier 3 isn't really that hard. You just have to use your power a lot. I'd put this S tier. Yeah, if you're new, literally anybody can play Michael Myers. It's not that hard. You can literally play Michael Myers for free. You can probably play blindfolded. The Hag is next, and she's kind of like the Trapper in a sense. You put down these little, I guess, traps, and when a survivor walks on them, a fake Hag shows up, which it doesn't do anything to the survivor, but for the Hag, it shows the survivor's location. Very short, simple. It's kind of like the Trapper. I might change the Trapper. Trapper's not hard to use. You gotta put down traps. I'll put Trapper up. Doctor is a little weird. The Doctor, I guess, shocks you with his power, and it's not really. It doesn't really do much. It doesn't do damage to you at all. It's kind of like a passive effect kind of thing, you know. So when you get hit with the power enough times, the survivor starts going a little crazy, right? The survivor sees a hallucination of the Doctor, just, I guess, random places, and the terror radius, which is the little red light, this thing, it'll stay on the survivor, making the Doctor's terror radius just gone, invisible. Right, I think that's a status effect. It'll make the Doctor's terror radius invisible, and he could sneak up on you and kill you. I'll put him A tier. You can't really miss with the power. The power can go through objects, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. It's not hard. You can miss, yeah. But even if you miss, you don't get punished. It doesn't slow you down. It doesn't do anything. Huntress will take a lot of skill. The ability is simple, right? You just throw an axe at somebody. But you kind of have to know how to throw the axe, right? It depends how far the killer is. It depends how high you have to look up. It depends when you shoot it, all that stuff. It's a lot to keep track. And when you run out of your axes, you have to reload by going to a closet and just checking it, and you can reload. So I'll put Huntress here. Another skillful killer, I guess I'd say. Leatherface is up next. Now, Leatherface is a little similar to the Hillbilly, but his chainsaw is a little different. Instead of just one big long dash, it's kind of like a little speed boost, and you just go crazy. You just go berserk. I think it either has 3 charges or 2 charges. I'm pretty sure it's 2. You can choose to extend it with the charges, or you can just let go. I recommend not hitting a wall because you will be stunned for a random time. It depends. Sometimes you'll be stunned for like a second. Sometimes you're stunned for like 5 seconds. It happened to me, and I lost. Yeah, but it happened to me. I was swinging the chainsaw randomly for 5 seconds. The stun is crazy, but that's what you get for hitting a wall. You can also break pallets with the chainsaw, which is very good. The chainsaw does 2-shot. Yeah, it does 2 damage. Same with the Hillbilly. I forgot to say. Yeah, if you hit him with the chainsaw, they'll get knocked instantly. I completely forgot. That's a real game changer. I'm sorry. The Leatherfaces ain't that hard to use. I'll put him S. Alright, here we have another Yap session. The Nightmare. Or Freddy Krueger, I guess. So, where to begin? Freddy Krueger, he has one of his abilities where he can shoot a snare at you. It's like a little projectile that goes through walls. It doesn't do damage to you, it just slows you down. Which is a very big problem. He also has like this dream state, but I don't know if it does anything. I think it's just aesthetic. Or maybe it buffs his abilities. I don't know. I don't use Freddy that much. He has another ability where he can put down a fake pallet, and if a survivor throws down the pallet, it does damage to them or blowing them up. Or you can choose to just blow it up naturally, detonate it. And his last ability is he can teleport onto generators, which is actually very good for finding survivors who are trying to sneak in like a little generator somewhere in the back. You just teleport over there. You know if a Freddy is getting teleported over there by like blood around the generator. I'll put him A. He's not that hard to use, not at all. The pig has 2 abilities again, but one of the abilities is just a minor ability. So the pig, the first ability is just like a crouch and then a little dash. It's nothing crazy, just a little simple ability. But when you knock a survivor as the pig, you can put a little jigsaw trap around their head, and if the trap somehow detonates, which it probably shouldn't, it takes a really long time, so the survivor will don't expect this ability to work all too much. It literally lasts for like, I think 5 minutes. I don't know. It lasts for a super long time. Don't rely on it. And the survivors have to find this little like machine to take off the trap off their head. Very, very simple killer. Not really that hard. The dash, I'll put it lower simply because of the dash. But the traps, all you have to do is just, after you knock a survivor, just put it on them and then keep track of which one has the traps. The clown's ability is throwing bottles. Now these bottles do 2 different things. You can either throw one down for a speed boost, which will be the yellow one, or you can throw one at a survivor to slow them down, which is the pink one. And obviously, you have to reload them, because that wouldn't be fair. Hitting the pink one is a little hard, but the yellow one, all you have to do is just throw it at your feet. You get a little speed boost, and you're good. Oh, the spirit. This is another hard one right here. Alright, so the spirit has this ability where she can go invisible. Now, and she can travel very fast. Now, the one downside is that you also can't see the survivors, which is bad for new people. The only way you can see the survivors is, I think, either by the scratches or just hearing them. I'll put it C tier. Maybe D. I don't know. Spirit is very hard to use. I'll put it D. This is a hard killer to use for new people. Oh, Legion is up next. S tier. Legion is very nice. His ability is like a sprint. And if you sprint, and when you're in that sprinting mode, you hit a survivor, it'll reset the sprinting mode. But you have to hit another survivor. It can't be the same one. So you have to go around finding survivors. When you hit one survivor though, it'll show you the location of all the other survivors. So you'll be good. You can't hit a survivor twice to knock them down. It'll just put deep cuts or deep wounds, whatever it's called, on them. So you can't really kill people with this power, but you can weaken them, which is real nice. You can hop over pallets real quick. You can hop over windows real quick. It's just a simple plain but very versatile killer. The plague is up next. So the plague vomits on you. Yeah, I know, crazy killer. The plague vomits on you, and it just makes you sick. Doesn't actually do anything until the plague hits you with the other variation, which is the red one, which damages you. And you have to cleanse yourself by using these little machine sink. I'll just call it a sink. You have to use these sinks to wash yourself from the plague. And, be cured. Ghostface. This is for all the people who like playing stalker type killers, I guess. Especially Ghostface. Oh, his power is just like Michael Myers. It's a stalk type of ability. But unlike Michael Myers, you have to be sneaky about this one. So you get a little crouch button. You have to hide behind stuff. You can lean too. And you have to stalk. If a survivor looks at you, it'll cancel your ability. So you have to do it really hidden. Once the stalk meter is at 100%, Ghostface will do 2 damage to you, instantly killing you. Or not instantly killing you, but instantly knocking you. It'll knock you, he'll hook you, whatever. If you're really good at sneaking around, which really shouldn't be that hard, solid A, I say so myself. Demigorgon has 2 abilities. A teleport ability and a little hop ability. The teleport ability, you have to set down these, I guess, holes. I don't know what it's called. You have to set down these holes, and you can put them wherever you want, and you can use them at any time. Unless the survivor destroys it, then you can't teleport there no more. His other ability is a hop, which is just like a little. It's just like a little hop towards your enemy, dealing 1 damage. Nothing crazy, but you could really like spam it. Should I have ordered these? All right, I just moved Trapper a little bit higher because he is easier to use than all these guys. Actually, I'll put Hag up too. And yeah, this is the current list right now. Actually. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, this is the list. Organized. This is organized, right? The Oni. I actually like this guy. I love playing the Oni. He's very, I guess, fun too. He's very fun to play as. So, he doesn't really do much at first. But when you injure a survivor, you take their blood. And then if the survivor stays injured, blood trails will just start following them. And you can suck up the blood and go into your berserk state, which will give you this giant log with spikes on it. You have to rush at your enemies, and if you hit it properly, which is kind of hard, which is why it'll be up here. I mean, not up, down. It'll be down. But if you do get the hit, then 2 damage, they're knocked. You can also break pallets as the Oni. I'll put him low B. He's not as hard to use as Huntress. Death Slinger. I love this guy, bro. Another killer I love playing as. So the Death Slinger has this gun. It's not an actual gun. It's more like a harpoon. Yeah, it's a harpoon. It's a harpoon that you shoot at the survivors, and you can, if you hit them right, you can reel them in and then swing at them. Very simple. If you have good aim, then this is the killer for you. Pyramid Head. I don't know. I forgot if he had 2 abilities or not. So the Pyramid Head has 2 abilities, or I guess the Executioner, whatever his name is. He has one ability where it's called Rights of Judgment, I think, and it shoots these little like barbed wires and like logs at you. It's a straight line. It's almost instant. Survivors will almost dodge it though, so you either have to predict or you can just shoot it straight on. You could also hold it, and then when you move, I guess barbed wires show up behind you, and if a survivor walks into them for whatever reason, they'll get hit. And then the other one is kind of like a portable hook. You can send the survivors into jail in a random location somewhere. And it works exactly like a hook. If the meter gets down to 0, they die. I'll put him right here. Blight. Another very hard killer to use. I might put him above Huntress. The Blight is a sprinting ability. He's a sprinting type of killer. So you enter the sprinting state and you can't really turn that fast. But when you hit like an object, like a wall or something, or a tree, you get to turn for a little bit, and then you get another rush. And if you miss the survivor again, you hit another object, turn around, and then rush again. So it's kind of like that. And then you swing. If you miss, you get staggered, and that's his ability. So I'll put him above Huntress. Very hard if you don't really know the map too much. So high season. The Twins. Now the Twins used to be hard to use until they buffed them. So the power of the Twins is basically just you see the big guy right here, the taller one. Yeah, he has a baby in him, and that your power is to release that baby and play as the baby. And when you play as the baby, you have this hop ability. You have this hop ability that will damage you, and the baby will stay on the killer. I mean, the survivor, and it will reveal the location until the survivor crushes the baby. He's not really that hard to use anymore because the baby got buffed. I'll put him under Clown. The Trickster. I play this guy. He's not hard to use. His power is just a little annoying. So your power is throwing these knives, and if you get enough knife hits, you can enter the state where you throw the knives faster. It's just like Huntress. You have to reload your knives at a closet. If you hit the survivors with enough knives, it'll damage them once. I think it's like 7 knives you have to hit them with for 1 damage, and then another 7 for 2 damage. Real annoying, but it's also real spammy. You can win as the Trickster and not swing a single time. You just throw knives. I'll put a bottomless. Nemesis has a whip type of move where it gives them an infection. It survives an infection. So it goes like this: 1 hit, infection 1, I guess you could say. It doesn't do anything, it just infects them. And then when you hit him with the whip again, it'll do damage. And then again, knocked. I'm pretty sure it breaks pallets. So he also has this ability where he spawns in zombies, but the zombies don't do anything. The zombies are trash. They're just there for fun. I'll really put this guy like high A. Cenobite, also known as Pinhead, is next. He has this ability where you control a chain, and then you bound the survivors by the chain, and then they get stuck for like a second or 2. So I mean, if you're really good at aiming the chain, then hey, you got it. Survivor's all yours. Put him here. The Artist. So the Artist has, I guess, 2 abilities, I think. So the Artist shoots crows at you. They don't do damage. This is more of a find survivors type of killer. kind of like the Wraith over here. So the crows are kind of just annoying. All they do is reveal your location, but it's real good for like control and stuff. And it's not hard to aim, at least in my opinion. I don't miss that much. Let's see. Probably above Doctor. No. Bottom of Doctor. Doctor is a real easy killer. The Onryo, or what was her name again? Alright, yeah, I just forgot her name. Alright, the Onryo. She has two abilities. A manifest ability where it's kind of just like a speed boost, and there are TVs around the map which you can teleport onto the TVs and find survivors that way. Really not that hard to use. Usage wise, actually up next, the Dredge has this ability where he can teleport into closets, which is kind of weird. Survivors can lock the closets, which kind of keeps the Dredge in the closet for a little bit, not too much. And he has this other ability, which I don't have a clip for. It's like he just turns the entire map black. You can't. His terror radius is gone. You can't really see him all that well. If a survivor is somehow just chilling in the closet, you just grab them. It's just a free grab. All right, the Mastermind is up, also known as Wesker. He has 2 dashes. I know, crazy ability. If you hit a survivor with a dash, you either slam them into a wall, you throw them at an object, or there's a rare chance that you grab the survivor and you throw them into nothing and it won't do damage. So it's basically kind of like a miss. Dashes, if the survivor is real good at juking you and you don't really know how to aim the dashes, you're cooked. I'll put Wesker here. The Knight. It's probably the easiest killer to use in the game. I'm not gonna lie. The Knight can summon 3, I guess, not clones, helpers. I don't know. I forgot the name. I think one was an assassin, a jailer, and something else. Assassin, jailer, and like something else. They do different things, but for the most part, they're all the same, right? You can basically double team a survivor. It's unfair. Bottom S. The Skull Merchant sends out drones and she can look at a radar to find survivors. This is real good for finding survivors, controlling the map, whatever. You can put the drones in like very good spots. Survivors can hack the drones to get rid of them. The drones also do damage, but the one downside is that the counter to these drones is just crouching, so it's really not all that good. I'll put it top C tier. The Singularity is another camera type of killer where he puts down cameras and then you have to go on the cameras and then shoot the survivors with like a, I guess, egg. I don't know what it is. And then you can teleport onto the egg on the survivor and just appear behind him and then swing. Real nice. Requires some aim and some, IQ on the map and like the cameras and stuff, because you want survivors to go through your camera as much as possible. I would put him, honestly, right, I'll put him right here. The Xenomorph is next, and it has a mechanic where survivors can put down flamethrowers and kind of stun the killer a little bit. It's not really a stun, it's just an annoyance type of thing. The Xenomorph can go through tunnels and look for survivors that way. And the Xenomorph also has a little tail strike where you hit the survivor with your tail. It has a little bit of range into it. It can go over pallets and sometimes objects. Real nice killer. He's actually very nice. I'll put him above Legion. He's very simple to use. You can't really mess it up. Chucky is nice. Chucky has this rush move, and at the end he does a little lunge and then he hits you. A little hard. It's kind of like Billy in a sense, right? Wherever he is. I can't find him. He's kind of like Billy in a sense. It's the same thing. It just doesn't last as long. When he can go like under pallets super fast, but it requires a lot of curve. He's actually kind of hard to use. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put him up D tier. Yeah. I'll put him on the top of D tier. He's not that hard to use realistically, but it does require some curve, some aiming. The Unknown shoots a poison at you, but this is the weird part. It actually bounces once, no matter what, and then the second bounce it'll explode. If you hit the survivor, if the projectile goes through the survivor, it'll slow them down. But if the second part, the explosion part, hits a survivor, they'll be damaged. It's kind of hard to aim. Pro tip: you gotta look down. You gotta look down, right? It bounces, so it'll have a lot more range than you think. I'll put him above only. The Lich is up next. All right, this is the most yap session killer ever. The Lich has 4 different abilities. But before I explain this, I forgot something about the Unknown. So, whoops. The Unknown actually puts down clones that I guess the Unknown can teleport to. Survivors can get rid of these clones. The clones are made by the hallucinations of the survivors, which is from the power. Sorry for not explaining that into detail. Whoops. That's just something I forgot. So the Lich has 4 abilities, like I said. A magic hand that manipulates pallets, which basically means it'll take a pallet away completely. It's unfair. The Lich can fly. He shoots a little like spear to find survivors, and he shoots skeletons, I think. Yeah, he shoots like little skeletons things, I don't know, that will injure the survivor. He's not a hard killer to use. It's just you gotta figure out just which ability to use at the right time. If you're looking for a survivor, use fly. If you're chasing a survivor and they're looping around the pallet, just take the pallet. And if you want to shoot something at them, go ahead. If you want to find survivors, use the sphere. I'll put him above Death Slinger. He's actually very easy to use, believe it or not. The Dark Lord, also known as Dracula. So Dracula has this ability where he shoots flame pillars. I think it's like 6 flame pillars. And he can transform into a wolf. He has this like wolf form, and it's just like a pound. It's like 2 pounces, 2 hops. And he has a bat form, which doesn't really do anything. It's just faster. It's a looking for survivors ability. And the bats can fly over windows. I don't really know about this one, but I'll put him like the Houndmaster is up next. This is very hard to kill to use. I hate the Houndmaster. I played the Houndmaster like 3 times. I'm never playing her. So the Houndmaster has a dog that she commands. You can either chase. It has this chase ability where the dogs just try to chase a survivor, but it's in like a straight line. It also has a search ability, which will find survivors and mark them. The chase ability doesn't actually injure the survivors. It just kind of keeps them stunned. So not really the best killer. And the chase, you can miss the chase a lot right here. The Ghoul, also known as Ken Kaneki for some reason. Who added this guy? He is up next. Alright, so this killer is very fast. He's a little speedster. So his ability is he uses his Kagunes, which is the little things on his back. If you haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul, he uses his Kagunes to just, I guess, hop around the map. You have to like use it on a tree or like a roof or something, and just hop around. Now, if you use it on a survivor, you will I guess take their blood, and you will enter this berserk state, like how it is in Tokyo Ghoul. While you're in this state, you instead of 2 hops, you have 3 hops. Hitting the Kagunes with the survivor will do damage. Kaneki was so OP, bro. I'm pretty sure he got nerfed, but oh my god, when he first came out, everybody was using Kaneki. Genuinely a beast, right? I'll put him here. He's so free. The very last killer is again who added this guy? The animatronic, also known as Springtrap. He's a little bit like the Huntress. He throws an axe out of fire. He never did this move before. That will, I guess, blow up if you miss a little bit. If you hit a survivor with the axe and you go behind the survivor, you jump scare them and then you grab them. If you miss the axe and the little explosion, I guess, stays there for a little bit and it will burn the survivor. His other ability is he can go through these doors and exit out another door. So basically just another teleport move. And if a survivor goes, I guess, next to the door or inside or whatever, and you as the killer go into the door, you will grab the survivor and just carry them. He's like an easier Huntress. The axe doesn't really have that much. The axe has a lot of gravity, but it's good. You can just use it close range. Put it here. Actually, no. Just Underdoctor. And there's actually one more killer called the Karasu, or Karasu, whatever her name is. She's not on this list because I don't even think she's out. But that will be the end of this tier list. Like I said in the beginning, this tier list is based off of how easy it is for a new player to use these killers and their powers. You can use whatever killer you want. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's all just skill. You can use Skull Merchant or whatever. It's just skill. Very skillful. You can play any killer you want. It's just preference. If you want a stalker type of, I guess, killer, you can use Ghostface, Michael Myers. If you want a speedster, use this guy or this guy. Or if you just want to do a lot of damage, you can use Alien or like Leatherface. But you can use whatever you want. This tier list is just gonna give you a little example. That's all. Now I'm gonna go and do stuff. I'll see you guys later.